What's up, guys? It's another time to check the charts together with you and learn some things from this beautiful market called the Forex market. So, today we're going to be looking at something in the Forex market, which is very important for us as traders, and which is something a lot of smart money concept traders mention a lot in terms of um, liquidity. In specific terms, it's what they call internal range liquidity and external range liquidity. Internal range liquidity and external range liquidity. So today I have a few things to talk about that particular topic, but I would like to just mention something specific about it, and which is the way we the way we use it in terms of a trend. So for example, this is a trend, right? So I like to delineate this as a bearish trend. As you can see, it's a bearish trend. Okay, so we have a market structure that is bearish, like we said, and we have a move downwards, a move upwards, a move downwards, a move upwards, a move downwards. Now, at every point of reversal or retracement, in other words, at every point, at every turning point in the market, we can call that a liquidity zone. You know that there's liquidity resting above these highs here. You know there's liquidity resting above these highs here. Liquidity resting below these lows here. Liquidity resting here. Liquidity resting here. Now, in a bearish trend, we know that due to the amount of liquidity resting in below lows, we know that the market is always going to keep on attacking the liquidity resting below previous low more than it will for previous high. I'm going to repeat that. In a bearish trend, the market attacks the liquidity in the sell side. In other words, in below lows more than it will attack the liquidity above highs. Meaning that the liquidity resting here is of more importance to the market than the liquidity resting here. In a bearish trend, you see the market would always want to come for the liquidity resting below certain lows. For example, in this particular move, we see the market consistently try to break downwards. Market kept on targeting liquidity below these lows. It reversed a bit and kept on going downwards, kept on attacking liquidity to the downside until it got to this side because it's in a bearish market. Now, when the market goes for the liquidity below previous lows in a bearish trend, those liquidity that is targeting is called the external range liquidity. External range liquidity, as the name implies, will target the external part of the the swing structure. You know, in the swing structure, we have a low and a high. So it is the low that will be the premium for the market to target in a bearish trend. Reverse the case for a bullish trend. In a bullish trend, the market will always go for the extreme or the swing high, while in a bearish trend, the market will always go for the extreme or the swing lows. Hence, If you're in a trade and you want to take profit, just put your TP uh, at a previous low, because you know that is a high probability target for the market. For example, if you are in this trade, your TP could be here. And if you were in this trade, your TP could be here, below the previous lows. If you're going to compare it, how often did the market go for the highs? Not as much as it went for the lows. So knowing that, we're gonna count any move upwards as a move that is meant to seek internal range liquidity, not necessarily to clear certain highs, but to retrace to a level where the market will fill in some orders. In other words, they call it order block, unmitigated orders. Either is pulling back towards unmitigated orders where there's been a liquidity grab before, or is pulling back towards a flip zone. For example, like this particular zone here. This particular zone here is a zone where there's been a liquidity grab, right? So we can say this is our entry here. If you look at that very well, you see a liquidity grab behind that, which is this place here. That's a liquidity grab. This is a liquidity grab here. There's liquidity resting above these highs. Let me take this off so you understand what I'm saying. There's liquidity resting above these highs here. So any pullback will be called a retracement or internal range liquidity in a bearish trend. And a move in the direction of the trend will be called external range liquidity, seeking sell side liquidity in a bearish trend. But any pullback will be seeking in internal range liquidity and targeting places where there's been a liquidity grab, flip zones, or unmitigated order blocks. Unmitigated order blocks. For example, once the market cleared its eyes, it came back to this place where there's been a liquidity grab. There's also an unmitigated order block here of the in front of the place where it's recorded a liquidity grab. There's an order block here, and it came to fill that order block in. So when you want to enter a trade in a bearish trend, don't look for crazy or bizarre things. Just be specific. You don't have to wait for the market to always clear and high. Yes, it did clear and high here, but it is still an internal range liquidity because it cleared an high to target this particular range here, which ended up being like the entry. It has served as the liquidity for this unmitigated order block for yourself. So in a bearish trend, summarize everything in a bearish trend, we know that the market will always seek for external range liquidity, which are resting below previous lows. And when it pulls back in form of an internal range liquidity, it is looking for places where there's been a liquidity grab, unmitigated orders, or flip zones. Thank you. Now, the internal range liquidity actually is going to serve as our entry. Internal range liquidity is going to serve as our entry. External range liquidity is going to serve as our exit zones. And one more thing, if you want to trade against the trend, if you want to trade against an external range liquidity move, it's a low probability trade. Hence, it is best to be a scalp rather than a trade that you hold for long. I think that's all for now.